Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are still in a war with France. We're trying to steal Guyana and the Dutch East Indies. Ooh, a Hell on Earth event. We're going to get this more than once, but here's the gist of it. Workers at the rubber plantations in American Guyana are being severely mistreated. Mutilation has become a common punishment for perceived failures. They went on to declare, when asked why they had fled, that they had endured such ill treatment at the hands of the government officials and the government soldiers in their own country that life had become intolerable, that nothing had remained for them at home but to be killed for failure to bring in a certain amount of rubber, or to die from starvation or exposure in their attempts to satisfy the demands made upon them. We cannot slow down production, 10% mortality of laborers employed on plantations in Guyana, or launch an inquiry into conditions in the plantations, 25% rubber plantations building throughput. Minus 25% rubber plantations building throughput in American Guyana. I'm going to do the second one. It's almost never worth it. We'll see how things go. I'm going to get this event more than once. I think it doesn't... I think it basically procs anytime you've got rubber plantations. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so the war between Prussia and France has kicked off, although Prussia, it looks like, was already in a war against Russia? So, not sure how that's gonna go. Oh my god, I did it. Oh my god, I did it. I'm a hero. Oh my gosh. Alright, where are my armies? Regular army is over there. Army of the Great Plains is here. Ah, these two armies are both over here. Alright, so we'll send the Army of the Great Plains to fight in France. And Army of New England is over here as well. Alright, we'll send them. And that should be completely sufficient. Again, I don't need to do that much here. Now that I've got French territory, they're going to start losing war support at a much more rapid rate. At least hopefully. And we'll see what happens between them and Prussia. We'll see what becomes of Prussia's attempt to fight a war at the same time as me. Ooh, pump jacks! I love pump jack. Alright, well, we've got significant occupation at this time. Although France is now putting more armies here, or at least is in the process of trying to get more armies here. Excuse me. Naval invasion in DC, you say? I do have an army in the Dixie HQ, which DC is part of, so I'm not going to have a problem with that. The Army of Florida is already here, so that shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, I am successfully progressing this front in France very efficiently. So they are losing war support faster and faster. Or at least as they should be. My armies have successfully landed. There's the reactionary revolt in Louisiana. This should sort itself out very, very quickly. We are successfully defending against these landings here. Jamaica wants more autonomy? No. No way. Absolutely not. You cannot. I will not give you more autonomy, Jamaica. Alright, well, we are pressing forward in France. The Louisiana reactionary revolt has sorted itself out. I'm going to leave the Army of Florida in the Dixie HQ, so that it also defends against these invading forces. Which seems like it's going well. Where are you trying to land? You're trying to land in IT. Let me see, is that part of your war goals? I mean, obviously it is. You want Santo Domingo on IT. Interesting. We'll put the Army of the Pacific Coast over there to lock that down. With that having been said, I think France is going to be losing war support faster and faster as time goes by here. Alright, our forces successfully deployed, so they shouldn't be able to invade there. We are winning the battle to defend DC. For comparison, in France proper is rock solid. We're actually about to have Ile-de-France occupied. This is going to cause major problems for France's other war. In fact, if Prussia... Okay, so Prussia lost their war against Russia, it looks like, which means the Baltic governorates are presumably back in Russian hands as a result of that war. I guess they were supporting the rebels or something, I'm not sure. I wasn't paying very close attention. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ile-de-France is fine. There's reinforced concrete. Beautiful. Education investment is up to 5. Excellent. France is losing war support at 3.5 per day. Even though we're in the capital, it's only 1 per week I should say, from substantial enemy occupation. That's bananas. That having been said, at this point, I see it as basically a matter of time before they lose. Now, we are doing significant damage to them in terms of devastation. That's going to affect their economy and their country and all that. So we'll see how that goes. Inefficient agriculture. The industrialists have started complaining about the existence of subsistence farms in Iowa, stating that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. The fertile soil of our people suffers, relegated to tired and callous hands, too exhausted from manual labor to perform at a decent level, too poor to be able to use more advanced tools that would make them more profitable. This industry is just a useless investment. We should follow their advice. I don't want to piss off the industrialists any more than I've already done. Can I make any good changes to laws? And I could go to colonial exploitation, but that's not really useful to me. Well, all the children want secret police, but I'm trying to do a big liberalism, so I'm not going to do that. I could go to appointed bureaucrats, but the petit bourgeois would be upset, but I don't think that would actually cause that much of a problem. This would make the intelligentsia stronger, so let's do it. Obviously the petit bourgeois will not be super pleased about that, but they're already quite pleased. So, we'll get what we have to get with that. Netherlands colonized Congo. Very, very fun. We're not... We are very high in infamy right now. But again, hopefully we can win this war and just end up chilling for a while. But we'll need to actually chill for a while. Greek mass immigration. Excellent. So how are the Prussians doing? They are being occupied partially by Belgium over here. Looks like they may be winning their wars over here. But again, as soon as France sees fit to bail out of this war, we should be good to go. Louisiana is in default. That's not shocking. Louisiana. Take on your debt? No? Okay. It's nothing. It's nothing for me. It's functionally nothing. It's 6 weeks worth of deficit, so functionally nothing. I could easily take it on, Louisiana. Just ask. They still don't want to capitulate. That's bananas. Discord within the petite bourgeoisie. An influential faction within the petite bourgeoisie has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of appointed bureaucrats. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you all stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I am not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass, 15% enactment chance, petit bourgeois slightly weaker, or the intelligentsia extend an open hand to these mavericks, 10% enactment chance, petit bourgeois significantly weaker, intelligentsia stronger. I'm going to do the second one. Strengthening the intelligentsia is good in the long term. Someone's trying to naval invade this territory, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to be there soon. So France is currently willing to bail out, or will be very, very shortly. But Belgium will not accept. That's interesting. Do I want to do anything special here? I think I'm going to keep going forward as I've gone forward and not do anything special. And here's why. Because, well, Prussia is losing. But I think hold on. Belgium has no war support protection at this stage. They're not losing war support very quickly, but if I can get a hold of the French Low Countries and push into Belgium, I can win. Their capital is Flanders, so I'm actually going to set Flanders as the strategic I cannot. Now, once I got a hold of French Low Countries, I'll be able to get there. And then once I've got a hold of Flanders, they will be ready to capitulate very soon. The bureaucratic struggle. Our efforts to pass the Appointed Bureaucrats law have run into several classic bureaucratic hurdles. Debates rage around such lofty matters as the correct shape of the filing cabinets. Good, fast, cheap, you get two. So, I've got 10% excess bureaucracy. So, we'll spare no expense, reduce bureaucracy by 10%, reduce enactment time, increase enactment chance. It'll take as long as it takes. Increase enactment time, increase bureaucracy, increase enactment chance. Or let's just get it over with. Increase bureaucracy, reduce enactment time, but reduce enactment chance. I'm going to actually say we'll spare no expense right now, because I've got the bureaucracy to play with, and that's going to make this go way faster. In fact, if the petite bourgeoisie continue to be loyal to the government, that means we will be just fine. Floating harbor, excellent. Defamatory article. A newspaper called the Washington Times has printed a bigoted article about the Marathi people living there. We can suppress the article or let it be released. He threw the tabloid across the table with a huff. Absolutely vile lies, the lot of it. Alas, that won't matter to them who read it. They'll gobble it right up. He eyed the shocked maid's face and righted himself. Of course they'd believe it. He hadn't given them proof to the contrary. Suppress it, minus 5% authority, or ignore it, minus 1 standard of living for Marathi in Washington. I'm going to suppress it. It's a tiny amount of authority. It's so little authority, it barely matters. And honestly, getting that is going to... Reducing standard of living for discriminated pops is really, really rough. Before we do this... Before we go anywhere buck wild, well, I need to win this naval engagement first, and then I'm going to do something cheeky. Military assistance. No, thank you. I don't think you need military assistance, Maya. It's just my feeling. Excellent. Law debate success. So, American Navy. Let's naval invade Flanders with the Army of Observation. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm not sure if I'll get there, if I'll get a front there and be able to get that territory just by pushing forward on land. And I want to have a front here so that when France capitulates, Belgium will be attacked. Belgium, yeah, there we go. So, with that having been said, they're proposing white peace. I would be delighted to accept. Alright, just wanted to make sure that wasn't going to be a mission. So that finishes that out. My forces have now become demobilized. Guyana has become fully integrated. And I may just hand that over to Venezuela, but I'll wait until things have chilled. Alright, that should mean finances are doing much, much better. Very good. That having been said, I am going to unpause construction. That's going to put us right around Midland. I am paying very low interest rates right now due to my petite bourgeois being extremely pleased with the overall state of affairs of the country. Hey, there's anarchy. Excellent. Let's grab some of our shipyards and get... Oh my gosh, they're everywhere! How could you do this? Alright, Virginia, you're producing steamships now. Oregon, you too. I'll throw a few more of those in there, and then, actually, well, I've progressed to study. Wonderful. I'm going to grab our ports and switch them over to the industrial port production method. And let's take a look at the market. We're still pretty short on steel. Shortage of market access in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and DC. It's been like that, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll go ahead and throw those railways at the top of the queue. Get those built up ASAP. And there's the monitor completed. The shallow draft solution. Designed for coastal defense operations, what monitors lack in ocean-going capabilities they make up for in cost-effectiveness. Admiral George Dewey has informed the Admiralty in Washington that his fleet will keep any foes away from American waters. While it might look like a cheese box on a raft, I can assure you that the 15-inch guns she carries in that box of hers are no laughing matter. Secure shores means secure commerce, extra trade center throughput. Let us orient our naval doctrine around them. Extra Navy defense. Or we don't win by having the best ships, we win by having the most. Military shipyards throughput plus 10%. Reduced Navy offense and defense. I'm going to do the second one. I like extra defense. Now, goldfields depleted in Colorado. The rich mineral deposits in Colorado have been drained. Mines are being shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search of the next big strike. Alluvial gold dried up, miners go home. River dried up due to miner activity. Shafts condemned as threat to life. Enter known peril, trespassers will be shot, survivors will be shot again. We cannot just let them leave. And that means more gold mines. And I'm going to build those gold mines fast. Is there a problem with construction in Colorado? Oh, it's just the mountains. Well, that's fine. It is what it is. Oppressor and oppressed. As our industries have grown more and more crucial to the future of the American nation, so too has the working class. Disparate workers' movements have begun to unite under the cause for socialism. The development of modern industry, therefore, cuts from under its feet the very foundation on which the bourgeoisie produces and appropriates products. What the bourgeoisie, therefore, produces above all are its own grave diggers. Its fall and the victory of the proletariat are equally inevitable. A storm approaches. 5% more radical pops in DC. So, this leads to the Spectre Haunting the World event. And this is going down because we've got a lot of states with loyalists. It's going up because of socialist, anarchist, and communist political movements. It's going down because of policing. And theoretically also home affairs, but not in this case because I don't have any home affairs.
Oh, I can't wait to have a canal. Uh-oh!
A Mexican uprising in Maya. Well, that's just fine and dandy. I'm going to put the Army of Florida and the Army of Observation onto the front. I don't want to do too big of a mobilization. I don't think I need it, number one. Number two, I don't want to spend the money. Because I'm spending a lot of money right now. I've waged 2 large wars against European majors. I will not increase your autonomy. Autonomy's supposed to go down. In fact, hey. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Universal suffrage. You're good. You got state religion though, which is not ideal. Allow progressive voting. Wonderful. Just making sure we got slavery banned in all these territories. Oh, Venezuela has legacy slavery. How interesting. I might need to reduce their autonomy about it. What about Ecuador? Ecuador still has landed voting. Can you get to universal suffrage? Doesn't look like it. Leastwise, not yet. We'll see how things go. Brazil, you're still in my block. Yes, yes. Leverage is going way up for Brazil. Wonderful. Oil discovered in Arkansas. That's delightful. And this is a Mecklenburg-Strelitz proletarian revolt. I cannot possibly get involved in this Is this some sort of European affair that I'm too American to understand? Let me grab one of our military shipyards. We'll say the ones in New York, and swap them over to making steel, making ironclads. So it puts us in a shortage of man-o-wars, but it's also going to drive the price of man-o-wars up, and hopefully the smaller shipyards will hire and build the necessary ships. And that will be just fine. Don't worry, Maya. We will come to your assistance. You have nothing to fear from the Mexican Rebellion. The art of doing nothing, another advance. Though previously opposed to the Appointed Bureaucrats' laws, Susan B. Anthony has considered the intelligentsia's political position and instead offers support. While speaking with constituents on matters of law, one must first master the art of appearing to do nothing. While you do everything behind whispers and masked men? Indubitably. Welcome their support. Keep a sharp eye, they're up to something. Keep a sharp eye, they're up to something reduces Susan B. Anthony's reputation and popularity, but gives us 5% enactment chance. We get 10% enactment chance. The intelligentsia and Susan B. Anthony's interest group, which is the petite bourgeoisie, both become stronger. I'm going to do the first one. 10% enactment chance is just fine. I don't want to weaken her, because that's going to make it harder for me to pass women's suffrage, which I might be able to do soon. Partisan papers. Party-affiliated newspapers have been proliferating during this election season. Publications associated with the Republican Party have been particularly effective at spreading the party line. Read all about it. Honest politicians attacked by shameless cowards. Leading candidate for office issues heartwarming appeal to the common man's heart. Man on campaign trail pets a puppy. Read all about it. The Republican Party has used the papers brilliantly. 10% momentum. Or newspaper circulation is through the roof. This is a boon for publishers. 20% paper mills throughput. I'm going to do the first one. That'll be just fine. So, I think I'm going to build up steel in Michigan. So I'm going to put 2 more railways in there. And then 10 each levels of steel mills and iron mines. And that should be just fine. I think that's enough infrastructure. Let me see. Railways. Yeah, 25 per level, so that should be completely fine. Alright, so we will throw these railways at the top of the queue. Those ones are nearly done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab all of these and put them below the steel mills. We'll do those next. Authorial intent. A minor scandal is buzzed around the Republican Party as a piece of reformist fiction written by Ichabod Black in his youth has begun to circulate once more. Whilst enthusiastically written, that is the work's only merit. The plague of superstition and dogma was the end of the United States of America? If so, then why are the trains still running? How could they possibly have acquired the coal to fuel it? Your propensity to butcher your characters for cheap tragedy is nothing short of shameful. And to make matters worse, why would Victor never not pursue Estrid's affections when they have known each other for so long? Have you no eye for redeeming romance? A tragic tale, but there's no reason to harass him. Minus 20% momentum for the Republicans. This is Ichabod Black's problem, not the party's. Slightly less reduction in momentum, but Ichabod Black loses popularity. I'm going to do the first one. I don't necessarily want to make him weaker, and reduced momentum for the Republicans functionally doesn't... The Republicans have so much momentum at this stage that it basically doesn't impact the country at all. Hey, there's Appointed Bureaucrats. Wonderful. And we have a new mandate available. Excellent. So, can I do... Am I stupid? Here we go. Yes, I can give women the vote. Southern planters and evangelicals will be furious. Great. Alright, rubber discovered in Guaviare. That doesn't seem to have much impact on me whatsoever. War's progressing at a reasonable rate. What was the other thing I was doing? I got myself into Suffrage. Fixed up my shipyards. I just discovered a tech. I just got a mandate. Oh, boy. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get my mandate first. So, my various principles. Advanced research is absolutely bananas strong. That would let me impose my education system on bloc members. So that would be useful. At the top, it increases institution change size for education and reduces the bureaucracy load of education, and increases maximum innovation investment, tech spread, and reduced ahead of time penalty for every level of research, which is freaking of education, which is freaking bananas. Police coordination at the top adds authority for law enforcement, which is also really strong. Reduces political movement activism, that's pretty solid. Vassalization gives me authority per subject, but none of the others are very good. I actually think I'll get more, in terms of authority, I'll get more out of police coordination. Authority is going to be long-term really useful for me because it's going to provide me with extra cash in the form of consumption taxes. That's going to be very useful. It's also going to provide extra consumption taxes for my vassals and bloc members, which will be really useful. If I do creative legislature, that'll increase maximum setbacks and weaken movements. That's extremely tempting. Foreign investment increases leverage from economic dependence and gives investment rights in every other country in the bloc. That's interesting. See, a lot of these are tempting. I'm trying not to go with advanced research again because advanced research feels like it's always the right call, basically. Like, I feel like advanced research is functionally always the right thing. I don't want extra income transfer because that's just needlessly hamstringing my subjects. State construction efficiency is really strong. Reduced infrastructure cost usage of construction sector buildings is nice. It unlocks a company. I don't know to what extent. Like, I think the company's quite good, but I don't know if that's really worth an entire principal group on. I'm trying to convince myself not to get advanced research, but honestly, I want advanced research real bad. On the other hand, my ability to impose laws is much stronger with creative legislature, and that's what I'm doing. So, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Advanced research is objectively the best, and if I were playing sort of an optimization-based run, I would definitely do advanced research. But I think for the run we're trying to do, creative legislature is the better one. This is going to make it easier for us to impose our will on our vassals. So I'm going to grab creative legislature, and that's going to be what we're going to increase as time goes by. Our great nation. Seeking to turn the tide of nationalism in favor of the Republican Party, Susan Anthony held a patriotic speech in one of Washington's parks. Nationalism is the often assumed and unearned superiority of one's place of birth. It is easily mistaken for something approaching the lines of patriotism, but a sharp eye can spot the difference. A sharper mind knows how to use it as leverage. Truly a hero for the people, 20% momentum, or we should ensure the laws are properly secured. Extra radical movement pop attraction. We don't have a radical movement, so it's not going to do anything for us. 3% prestige is nice. I'm going to go with the second one. How are we in terms of prestige? We are... Oh, it's doing that thing again. Hold on. I know there's a way to get it to... Why are you being stupid? There we go. We're below the British Republic by a lot, actually. It's going to take a long... It's going to take a while for us to get above that point, but I think we'll definitely be able to get there. British Republic's going after Messina. That's fine. So at this point... I am going to start improving relations with France once again. I don't actually want to be on bad terms with France. I got the territory that I wanted. So I think it's fine if we become friends with them again. Raising concerns. The intelligentsia have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the industrialists. Choosing is always hard, not because the decision is difficult to make, but because the consequences can be a bit inconvenient. Rumors are spreading like smoke from a factory, staining the clear air of the United States of America with a dense and vicious poison. This needs to be addressed. Intelligentsia happier, industrialists mad, or they need to accept we can't always please everyone. I've been working really hard at getting the intelligentsia stronger, so I'm going to give them what they want. Industrialists will just have to be salty right now. They got an authoritarian heading things up over there. It's not my fault. It's their problem. Alright, we're slowly getting infamy down. Law progressed to study. Wonderful. Women's suffrage is going to be a reality. End of the 1870s, no less. Oil discovered in Utah. Commander commends Civic Coalition. General Eggborn has made public statements in support of the Republican Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics is as much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see the problem with doing my duty and doing what I can to make sure those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. So he is a protectionist. He can say what he wants, extra momentum for the Republicans, or reprimand him. Good soldiers don't give orders, they take them. Officer pops become more radical. Or, if he wants to be involved in politics so much he ought to get more involved, he becomes the leader of the armed forces. I'm going to do the third one. I'm happy to have him as the leader of the armed forces. Protectionism is just fine. So we'll get the second... Emperor Norton's second term is rapidly approaching. Working on a lot of things that take a long time, but that's alright. Alright, so this is Emperor Norton's second term, and we have no interest groups in opposition. Yeoman farmers are thoroughly marginalized, and all the votes are going to the leading parties, which is nice. Chile's going after Televiche. It's fine. A good vintage. The wine produced in Oregon has been lauded by sommeliers as outstanding. When people say that something ages like wine, they don't always make the distinction between wine and wine. So let me make that distinction. If you can get your hands on a bottle from Oregon, that bottle can be more than just a good time. It can be an investment. Make this an exclusive product for export, 5% prestige, or increase production to meet booming demands, 50% building throughput for wine in Oregon. I'm going to do the first one. In my experience, I'm never short of the amount of wine I need. Alright, so we're a little short on bureaucracy. I've currently got a bureaucracy penalty. Do I not? No, I don't. Okay. Stuff's going on. Okay. Alright, so I am going to have to build up a little bit more government admin. Let's build some up in Washington. And I'll throw those in at the top, unfortunately. Obviously that's going to take some time, but it is what it is. We're building a canal, we're building a big statue, it's going to be great. Do I have enough freaking gold mines to... Ooh, women's suffrage progressed to voting. Do I have enough gold mines to found my gold company yet? Please let me have a gold company. I feel like I've earned it. I've built so many gold mines. Bastards. Alright, we'll leave that for now. I'll found myself a canal company when the time comes. Vacuum canning. Excellent. We'll go ahead and swap our food industries over to using that. They will be productive. They just think they won't be. Wow, we're actually way over time. I'll go to the end of the first quarter. So what is all this? Greece is going after the Ottoman Empire with Russian support to return Thessalia, to conquer Kars for Russia over here, and to return Selanik. The Ottoman Empire has British support, and both sides would accept my help. The temptation to grab the West Indies here is high, but I actually don't want to get involved in this. My finances are still pretty freaking rough, and I put myself a whole power block statue basically by accident, and I'm feeling the price. Oh, you know what? Actually, while I'm thinking about power block statues, I am going to eventually want power block statues. So, let's go ahead and build... Oh my gosh, I don't have the ability. Ah, yes, because I don't have one yet. All right, in a second, I'm gonna queue in some power block statues. Power block statue, where are you? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one power block statue. Oh boy, you're gonna hate this sound. The sound profile here is gonna be really bad. Just turn the sound off. Just turn the sound off. It's not worth it. Don't punish your ears with this. Oh god, it's real bad. It's real bad, friends. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. This is the only way. The only way. Alright. We finished clashing the symbols. I saw a state with low infrastructure. Oh, we can go to steam-powered whaling and fishing now. Excellent. State with low infrastructure. Hey, there's women's suffrage. Wonderful. Where is it? Illinois. Illinois has low infrastructure. We'll need to throw that in at the top of the queue. Same place railways virtually always go. Alright, and that is the end of the first quarter, bringing this episode to an end. My nerds, I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.